Tomorrow Sunday is a special Sunday too. If a little politics come in tomorrow because of how people are treated or should be treated, I accepting it. Come on,
Papa, you.
Accepting it. Come on now.
So we can't just keep talking about these people. We have to see how politics is embedded in everything. And that is why it is important to go out and vote. Don't tell me you can't find nobody to go vote for. Sit down and vote based on performance. Just imagine it's two men. Performance.
Yes, on what you want for the future.
That's right. You know, that come like you're looking for a husband. You have to judge on performance. The man who is 6 o'clock throughout the day and the man who's 12 o'clock when the time is right. Performance. So don't tell me you can't find a party because your children future depends on it. Where your children go to school, how much food you could buy for them for $1. All of these things are political.
So, Brother Sherwin,
yes,
a great point, Sister Allie Gee. I must cheer you on there because I want people to understand that there is politics in everything.
Everything.
To your passion. So, Brother Sherwin Cooper, can we get the question, please?
No, Derek.
What Derek saying? Answer Derek.
Derek saying, oh gosh, Ali, I come here to take a break from politics. Oh gosh, I'm joking. Derek, anywhere I go, if I'm sleeping and I'm talking to my sleeping with somebody political are cussing me. Derek. So, that.
Derek, leave my family Ali alone, right? So Sherwin Cooper, at what point did sex, back on sex again, did sex can an opportunity become too much for one man? Oh,
that never came too much for one man.
It was never too much.
It was
the
never
sex,
too
the
much.
pan, or the opportunity.
Nothing was never too much. It's about balance.
The man said balance.
It was about balance.
Boy alone,
It's about balance. So it was never a matter of too much of anything. It's just about balance. So when you're into the music, you're into the music. When the music done and you're into the sex, you're into the sex. Opportunities, well, you don't take sand to the beach. So when the opportunities arrive for you to travel, and the story goes on and on.
So Sherwin, when did you find balance?
When you lost it?
When you find it, because obviously when you was young, you didn't have it because you ended up with a carnival baby. You was in school playing pan and everything else that was passing. When did you find the balance?
No, well, after I came out of the bad relationship with the mother of my children, I kind of stayed away from having.
Hold up. Wait, Sherwin, you said we only hear about the carnival baby, so other babies followed.
Yes, I have 3 children with that same individual.
So you ended up in a relationship with the carnival lady.
Yeah, I ended up in a big, and I can explain why.
And
go ahead.
I don't want you to stay on this live today and saying that she hold on. You hold on too. Why?
Sweetness.
Well, let me explain. Let me explain. I never wanted to have a child with someone and not be the father, mother as a family. That was never part of what I wanted. Growing up, there are things you would want and things that you don't want. And I never wanted to have children with someone and I'm not, we are not a family. I never wanted that. But so I
Brother Sherwin, something happened to you as a young man why you didn't want that life for children that you bring into the world?
No, because I have seen a lot of broken homes. Based on my friends, they all basically live with their mother, father. So with me, I always wanted, if I wanted children, we must be a family. And then that's from church too. Going to church, you're learning certain things from church. So I never wanted to have children and then the mother so on. And then I didn't want to children all over the place. I didn't want to Tom, Dick, and I didn't want that at all.
we have a lot of questions, you know. This one question could lead you into a lot of conversations.
And I can answer
Oh,
all.
how old was the girl that whined
Answer
on
all.
you? How old was she? The one that whined on you and you give the first baby, and
She's
after that, was
basically the same. No, don't make it look like I have children and other people. I have 3
Now
children
what
and one
I say,
person.
I
So she was
know,
basically the same age as me. She was just a few
Mm.
months older than me.
Right.
she was 2 months older than you.
A few months older than me.
So you had this baby because of the carnival choke.
Yes.
You ever practice the condom wearing that you learn in school?
How to no. No, because for us,
Straight to the point. No.
for
So when
us,
we love that.
for us, it was like if you get it now,
Take it.
take it.
Opportunity.
We had no opportunity. We had no time to, now is no. Because at that time, we ain't studying, but because we would think that, and this is a perception a lot of people might have, that the young lady will protect herself by taking the little pill, or we would pull out. Right? There's adult programs that can say that. Understand?
It was going when
Sometimes-
you downtown for us.
But sometimes when the thing's sweet,
You forget.
no, not if you forget, sometimes they just lock you. They just lock you in.
Oh my
Well,
God.
listen now. When we understand how baby 2 and 3 come, we understand you get locked in.
Maybe, well, no, it wasn't about that.
He said
I
no.
think that and I can say it safely. I think that because I tried to come out of that relationship on many occasions, and I think in the young lady's mind, now I don't want to bash the young lady,
No, you
and I'm not going to
Right.
sit here and say that
can't yourself.
I am not going to sit here and say that I was all good.
Right. Right.
I did a lot of mess too, but at
Right.
that time in your life,
Some
You-
poor
you-
judgments. Because you should have known that there is a baby that you didn't plan for,
yeah,
and
yeah.
what constituted that baby coming was you guys had sex for the feelings and not for the thought of family planning.
Yes.
So you have to bear some of the burden here.
Yes, and I did.
Okay.
I did. And but when you're in a relationship and you realize you're getting older and the relationship not going nowhere, especially if the person not trying to do something for themselves, they're not trying to make something of themselves, and you have the ambition and you want to do something with yourself, and it's just you fighting against them, and they're not doing nothing, they're just bringing more problems upon problems upon
But you-
problems.
I have to come in here a little bit.
Mhm.
But people saying that the first child was, how old was she?
Pardon me?
Or you were with a child, I think you told me that.
You're coming in breakup.
You're breaking
I'm
up, Mama
saying-
Coco.
The child with you was not her first child.
No, it was not.
And what
Mm.
that first child?
I want to believe it would have been probably 15, I think. 14, 15, somewhere around there. I could be
So
wrong.
she
but
was
it
a child.
she was attending convent when she had that first child.
Mm.
So I will
And
believe it
She
15.
made the child and stopped going after education because it seemed like
No, she did not.
about to get into her ambition here.
No,
and
no,
I
no.
could where she didn't make the first child and stay at home to make more children. Did she go
No.
back to school?
She finished her school and she came out with all passes.
So she's a bright young lady.
A bright lady. Yeah, she's very,
She just
very,
wasn't driven.
very bright.
So do you think you and people who you knew, whether it's your family or your friends, should have done more to encourage a woman that made a baby when she was, I'm just talking, okay?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
judging here.
No,
I
no,
had
no.
a she was 14, went back to school, further her education, and you come into her life because of a little wine and choke, give her one baby, then you stay there, she hold on because you tell yourself she made this baby when she was 14, and this guy know I have a child, and this guy still come and want me, and this guy give me a baby. So she start making babies and more babies. Do you hold yourself culpable for any part of this woman's stagnated lifestyle, that she wasn't ambitious enough.
Okay, so let me explain this now. And this would lead us to another topic.
Oh Lord, thank you.
Now, one of the mistakes that she made is to take my friends and make it her friends. That's one of the mistakes that she made. Because my friends, they have my back full 100. So even when I wasn't ready to have children, they would help me maintain the children. All right? And she took my friends to make my friends her friends.
You know, when I was growing up and you grew up, for your friends and my friends and my friends are your friends.
Yeah.
The more we are together, the merrier. Maybe she heard that song.
Maybe.
She was just trying to put.
But you need to remember that at the end of the day, those are my friends. So you wouldn't sit with my friends and try to spoil my character with my friends.
Maybe they.
Who are the ones helping?
Maybe they wanted a day in the sun with her, so they started.
No. I'm talking about ladies here. This ladies. Our group of people was mixed with ladies and men. We was that close.
Duh.
No.
Like ladies,
No.
Better lady like that. Duh.
No, Mama Coco. I have friends that we are very close as like brother and sister. And we have never been involved.
If a lady wants you and this girl standing in the way, trust me.
No, Mama Coco, it wasn't like that. It might sound strange. Mama Coco, this might sound strange.
Let us don't go on that path because that path can have no rim, you know.
No.
Hold on to.
No. For
Human
me,
beings are just dangerous and nasty.
no, but
Women
for me,
are dangerous just like men.
and I ain't saying no, but I could vouch for the people in my life, the friends and them I have, the people I could call friends. I could sit and vouch for them because it wasn't about because there's women that want to be with me. No, it was nothing like that. Nothing.
I listen to you, brother. I love you. That way I bring you.
Friends, I have friends that we
I love you. I bring you on the show, but I can't really go down the road as if I'm swallowing all your pills. I have to ask you why you're drinking that pill. You understand me?
No. It's real.
It's real.
It's real like that.
Yes, I just hang out with a guy that named Dr. Real. You know what I mean? His name is Mr. Osuna. And real is real.
No, I have friends like female friends that at no point in, and this is over going into over 30 something years of friendship I'm talking about. Not just someone from yesterday. I could call names freely.
Now don't call no name.
But I just letting you know that we will never involve in anything like that. We are friends. You see, a lot of people don't understand what is friendship.
I know.
A lot of people don't understand what is friendship. And based on our friendship, it's based on the steel pan. We all had something in common.
Yes.
That's the thing that draws us together.
Yes.
We were all young. We all eager to play this instrument. I have toured with Fat 19 Fun Claire, and I had one girl in the band, and that was my roommate.
I want you to remember your last word. We are just past 1 hour, and we are going to take a short break so we can gather ourselves together and wait for our sister co-host Allie Gee.
Yes.
Take us to the break. was just about to put in my headset. Seeing that we're having little problems, I usually do wear my headset. And today we are back. I'm Mama Coco, and this is Mama Coco Live. And I'm here with the fabulous, the most diligent young man. I'll say young because I am his senior, and I'm excited to speak with him. And I love where this interview is going. I hope he is loving it himself, because he told me, Mama Coco, nothing. Don't you be afraid. Ask me everything or anything. So if you guys see me asking him some question, you don't get afraid. This guy is here and he's ready to speak. His name is Sherwin Cooper. And now we are over 1 hour, 9 minutes. And welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back, my brother, my son, my friend. Yeah, yes. And we are still waiting on our sister Allie Gee, my co-host for today, your friend. She's the one who recommended you. Tell me, Mama Coco, you're asking me to find someone with so-and-so to interview. I'm going to give you a guy. And when I interviewed you the first day, when I had the short talk with you, I became excited. Yes. I became excited. We talked for more than how much? Tell them.
What was?
Yes. That's when I was investigating the man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know, some of the things he's saying today, I never heard it before. It's new to me. And I am happy to have you. Allie Gee, my co-host, welcome back.
My dear. Mama Coco, listener, you see this Wi-Fi, that is the devil. All of a sudden, everybody froze, and I'm like, hello, and next thing I saw black. But I am back, and I am so excited to to find out more about Sherwin. Sherwin is one of those young men that I knew in San Fernando. I didn't know about him as much as I'm finding out tonight. But he always had a serious look about him. He always looked like he always in a hurry to go somewhere. He busy, and he always walking with his head down like that. Sherwin is always busy.
All the girls, all the girls.
He was busy finding the girls and them. Yes, Mama Coco. So,
the man. So Sherwin, let me ask you a little thing before we get into the question. You're a married man right this minute, yeah?
Yes, I'm married.
And you still feeling to go in certain areas.
not taking.
When you say certain areas,
Well, are you given permission to speak this way, or do you need permission to speak this way?
no, I can speak freely. Not about permission in a relationship. It's not about permission, it's about respect. So I don't need permission for my wife to speak.
But give me headset, hold on. I know you're hot,
Mama Coco don't want to miss nothing. Don't breathe until she put on that.
No, breathe. I don't know. And my daughter just tell me, Mommy, when you had the headset, the shout. I said, because I don't know how to speak with headset. I never do it. They say, I don't need anything to help me. I don't need a microphone. I was built like this, to speak with authority loud. So anytime I have to go down low, it's like if I ain't saying nothing.
I feel the same way. In my house, they say, Mom, you know how loud you're speaking? I said, no. Mom, you're shouting. I said, well, there's nothing I'm saying. It's a secret.
So welcome back, Brother Sherwin.
And
I told you to remember your last words. Do you remember your last words?
No, we was talking about friendship. I was
Yes.
to you about the ladies that in my life that I can call friend.
Yes.
And you was telling me that no. And I could argue that conversation because I do have ladies in my life that are friends. And for over 35 years moving forward, they have just been friends.
Nice.
Nothing attached to that.
But as you're saying that a song just
I was
coming to me.
explaining that because of the what we have in common, which is the instrument, that brought us closer. So we are more than friends, we are family.
Yes, something coming to me as soon as you're using the word repetitively. There's not a friend but the lowly Jesus. No, not one. Oh, not one. When I hear certain words, it just trigger me.
Yeah.
Because to see how much we could have confidence in people.
Yeah.
But people don't have confidence in us. So I for friendship, but I know what friendship can do. I know how many people could deceive another friend.
Yes.
So as I applaud what you are saying, I really don't want to go where my spirit is taking me right now.
And I agree with you.
Yes, and the reason why we're not going to go there, the same way I respect you and your life and what you will have to say about your wife later, because you really love that woman, you know.
Yes.
You really just talk about that woman.
Mr. Cooper?
Yeah, I still want to leave credibility with the woman that bore you 3 children. So we are going to avoid leaning too much of our conversation in that direction. Because see, if I don't, I will have to give the woman the same amount of privilege to come on my life.
Yeah.
And either to agree or disagree with what you have to say. So now, as we don't have that right, you have so many things to talk about and to entertain us about.
Yes.
So we're going to leave off that area for now. Okay. If we come back there, we will be ready for there.
Because
no, we don't have to spend another half an hour knowing about other things. There is so much about you I want the world to know as ASAP, as from now, right now, onward until the end of my show. So may the peace of God give us the power and the authority to ride on in majesty, to leave things that cannot help us behind and take up the things that could move you, yourself, your friends, Allie Gee's son, my grandchildren to come. Hello? Hello?
Ring the bell, katang, katang.
I ain't have my belly, I would have ring it. Hey,
You're gonna get buff. You're gonna get buff after this.
I ain't getting no buff. When I done, according to Eric William, when I talk, no damn dog back.
Hold on. No dog.
So here we are back on target. Sherwin Cooper.
Yes, ma'am.
How old were you? How old were you when you cook for the first time?
Cooking for the first time would have been 26. 26, yeah. I mean, growing up, I would have cooked little thing, but I wouldn't really consider that cooking. Corned beef, hotting up corned beef and rice. I don't really consider that cooking. Boiling macaroni, mix it up with cheese. I don't really consider that cooking, but the cooking really started at the age 26. When I got an apartment and I started to live on my own, that's when the cooking really started.
And girls used to come by your party?
Well, I don't want to say girls. I can't use the word girls, because if I use the word girls, I will end up in a problem. I end up in a problem if I use the word girls.
Friends.
But at that point in time, that is when I met Mrs. Cooper. I can't say girls.
No, you have to say Mrs. Cooper now. But then, did you cook for Mrs. Cooper? Did she like your food?
Of course. Mrs. Cooper loved my food, and my favorite dish.
All the food that you used to serve?
My favorite dish from Mrs. Cooper would have been macaroni pie, salad, red beans, and stewed chicken.
But you would have catch me too, you know.
But I know gonna say if I get all of that, Mama Coco, I would have been Mrs. Cooper too.
Where you going? The meal.
Congratulations. Let us a round of applause, Allie Gee. Yes. Come on now. You know Allie Gee, a round of applause for your boy.
I'm clapping all under the table here because you know the way some man had to show his stomach, but Sherwin realized it was the way a woman had too. The man was
No, listen to this.
So Sherwin in Tobago. Let me tell you, that you have ancestors from Tobago. You know, in Tobago, when a man could do that, and a woman love the food, they call that sweet hand or left hand dumpling.
Left hand dumpling.
I didn't know I did left hand dumpling sometime in the weekend Monday.
Mrs. Cooper going know where
I have a post up where I did left hand dumpling, and I put that in the post. Left hand dumpling, yes. picture
Wow.
that was the last thing I posted up. Yeah, left hand dumpling.
This man has real Tobago roots, boy.
Talent.
It was corn meal dumpling though.
Lord.
And yeah, I put it as left hand. It was just, you see, a little fun, you know.
So you know Mr. Keith Rowley? The man from Tobago.
No, I don't know. Sorry.
He said, I don't know,
don't know.
Mr.
He's a Tobago man. He's a Tobago man, and he introduced.
Well, I born in Trinidad.
He introduced Lekito to a man from San Fernando. So watch yourself.
What kind of job passing there?
What kind of
I
jam
don't know.
passing day? This
Left
is
hand
politics.
dumpling.
This is left hand dumpling talk. So,
Listen,
what food are your specialty?
My specialty.
What are your specialties and your most
I like-
favorite dish?
What I
that
like.
the most favorite dish that Mrs. Cooper likes.
Well, anything I cook, she loves.
Oh,
Mama
Let me,
Coco.
let me explain why. This take us back in the days. Because of seeing my mom doing so much, from working in someone's home, coming home, preparing dish for us. Why there's a man in the house who wasn't working. From work to work. My thing is that when I got involved with anyone seriously like that, I never wanted them to, some men that think that a woman places in the kitchen, is in the house. They had to clean, they had to wash, they had to cook, they had to do this. And my philosophy about that is, it is wrong. That's a long time thinking. Because there's supposed to be an equal something. So my thing is, if I can cook today, if my wife could say, hey babes, cook today. Of course. Basically home, I'm the one that say about the cleaning of the house because I love those things. That's what my mom used to do. So I will be the one cleaning the house. I'll be the one. I mean, she do those things too, but I am the one that take the lead on that. Until sometimes I just have to pull back and say, hey, because sometimes she feels that, you're not giving me a chance to be a woman in the home.
Right.
And sometimes, I have to realize that, hey, it's true. So sometimes I dress back, but basically, when to go and buy curtain and as me, because I love to do those stuff. Because I believe that a woman place is not in the home. And if itself is in the home, it should be an equal thing. Man, not like some Sunday mornings they get up, men leaving the home, they go by the barn, line with the guys. So why you costume and help the man? Why you costume and help the woman? Why you costume and help the woman? They working just like you. There are points in time that they will be tired. So it's great when you could, hey babes, don't get up today. I will cook today. You understand? And a woman love a man who can cook.
Tell them showing.
Well. Today is all kind of lessons taught here.
A woman
so what foods are you specializing?
Well, I am trying a lot of different stuff.
Let's go.
Like the traditional macaroni pie. Everybody's macaroni pie, stew chicken, kalaloo, red beans, baked chicken or whatever. On a Sunday, I try to do something totally different. So every Sunday I try a different dish from some other country. Otherwise you would try. I try a different dish from other countries. So it's not a matter of specialize in any particular thing. I even try to make roti at a point in time.
So you can't make roti yet?
I'm making the roti. Roti, of course. There are videos of the roti there.
So there's cook Italian food?
I did Italian already, yeah.
What you making Italian, boy?
I can't even remember them names, I did something with a pasta, and I did something with beef steak. Yeah, all my videos are there. Coop's Kitchen.
Yes, Coop's Kitchen.
Coop's Kitchen.
So you cook Coops with your friends? I think you told me that you have other friends that just cook and you guys just compete or challenge?
Because no, it's not a challenge really. Because of the COVID pandemic, as musicians, we would find ourselves doing something to keep us occupied. Because as musicians, we're not out there playing anyway. So I would be doing things behind the scene and sending it to them, teasing them, hey, this is what I cook today. And one told me, hey, why didn't you start to post those stuff? Because he does it. His name is Michael Luchichong. better known as Ming, and he said, "Hey, he started to post some stuff." Because I just be teasing. I have a lot of friends living in foreign countries, so I cook today, and I
Hey,
know.
hey, hold on.
know
Somebody asking what was the first meal that you cook for Mrs. Cooper?
I said it before, which was macaroni pie, potato salad.
Oh, how you forget that meal?
I ain't forgetting somebody asking.
And stew chicken. But that was the
Or
first.
maybe they're just saying the first meal. I love that.
They want to hear it again. They like how it coming off your mouth. It sound nice.
Sound good. Oh gosh, Mrs. Cooper.
Yes.
Oh,
That's a real Mandy. I love that.
Hear
Look
me,
at love.
hear me now. Oh gosh, Mrs. Cooper.
Yes.
You get all that?
The only problem she has with me with regards to the cooking is she have to eat on time. So sometimes no. So sometimes the food I mightn't finish on time.
Okay.
12 o'clock is 12 o'clock. But because of making the video and I will take up a little time. So she'll be like, and then sometimes she is the one that is going to hold the phone for me to make the little video.
Yes. So she real hungry.
Yeah. And what I like to do when I'm cooking, I like to clean up one time. So I washing wares, I trying to do everything. So when I'm finished cook, the last thing to wash probably what I just use. I mustn't finish cook.
My daughter can't cook in your kitchen. when she done cook every knife.
Yeah, man. Why is I cooking? I washing ware, so everything is always clean. One time.
So you seduce her with food. You're Papa seductive.
Well, I wouldn't say seduce, eh?
Listen, Mama Coco, you notice you're working real carefully. Say not girls, and I wouldn't say I seduce. So let me walk in the borders with him now.
No, I think as a I must thank God first to begin that having met someone who would have accepted me as a person with children. Someone have no children, and she accepted me as a young guy, no sense of direction, coming out of a broken relationship, and she accepted me for who I am, a guy pursuing to be a pan musician. You know, she knew my dream, what I wanted to do. I mean that's hard, eh? That's a decision. That
yes.
What am I doing? You know, she's young, she's pursuing her own dreams, her own goals, and here I am with this gentleman. What kind of future am I going to have with this person? That's something that will go in any young lady's head. You know, her mom in the beginning wasn't approved of their relationship, because why would you put yourself with someone that has children already? You have no children, and why would you know?
Take up responsibility with him.
Yes.
So are you older than your wife?
Yes, I am.
By how many years? 55 years?
Oh my God. No. 8 years apart.
How many?
8 years.
Oh, 8 years. That's good.
Yeah.
Nice man, they get a young thing. That's what we talking about.
I hope she don't bust
Yes,
it.
you see that thing?
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I did not.
Respectfully so. Respectfully so.
I did not. You say young thing.
We're younger.
I looked at her the first time when we
Boy. Listen to Mama Coco.
I did not know her.
You using that thing that you're born there with?
No. It was never about that.
You listen to Mama Coco. I going somewhere with this. You using that thing that you have there since you 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
What you think going on? What you think going on?
No, it was
you
never
could relax. You could relax now, but you go for a young thing. That
but
means you still want big job to be done.
It was
Don't
never
back down.
about that.
Ali, what you say?
Mama Coco, the man said it wasn't about that, but I hear good food.
No, it was never. It was never.
Wink, wink.
It was never about that. And
I love this guy, you know. You know why I love this guy?
At that point in time,
he's the most original.
Listen, at that point in time, when you at the age 26, and you realize your life have no direction, you want to go in a direction, but I wouldn't say a wasted time, but at age 26, you're almost 30. You have to get yourself in an order.
No, you don't have to. But
No, you
because
have
you start out now, because you start to do the thing so early,
No, that's
you
what
think
I'm
you
saying.
you
No,
think you're old. You
no,
think you
no,
have to settle down. No, 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 no,
no.
no,
You
no,
know
no.
what I'm saying
You're
is,
getting
remember,
away from this. You're not getting away from this
no.
tonight.
Let me finish. So maybe so at the age 26, you are here now. Hey, you want to make something of yourself because remember now you have a family that think that you can't make nothing of yourself. So now it's you take all these negatives now and you turn it into positives. So at the age 26 is when I really find me, where I really started to do Sherwin Cooper at the age 26 because you growing up as a young boy, you want to play pan, your family kind of against you because they find nothing to do with that. On the mother side, they have you as the most miserable child. I mean, these are things that playing on you. Then you come and you get yourself into a relationship. You get children early. At a point in time, you was homeless because you didn't listen to your parents. Stay away from this person. So you know, and you reach 26 and you want to find yourself. You want to grow. You have so much ambition. There are things that you want to accomplish. And now you meet someone that, hey, I
Believe
could
in
work
you.
with this person. So with she and I could say this, we didn't have sex until about 7 months into the relationship. This
Oh,
is real talk because listen, when we started to date, I let her know, hey, I'm coming out of a relationship and I need to get this person out of my life. So we could be friends
Right.
and
oh wow.
we would go out, but nothing. I never wanted to touch a young lady until about 7 months after.
You ever wanted to be a pastor?
No, it's not about.
No,
Mama
I'm just
Coco.
asking. No, I had to talk.
No, I can start
You
a
know,
preach too, you know. I can start a preach.
Well, I believe because I'm hearing,
I can start a preach.
I'm hearing a pastoral
No, because you
thing
see,
coming through you.
at some point in time in life, you have to settle down. You have to settle. Else, if I didn't settle, I don't know where I would have been now. So at a point in time, you have to make stern decisions. That's why I came out of that relationship because I wanted to make something of me. You understand? And to get somebody who's interested in you having a responsibility, it became their responsibility also because she did accept the children. So it's now you're putting somebody who it even start to live their own life properly, involved with someone who already started to live. All right. So I thank God for placing.
So you learn. So in a sense, you learn from the 17-year-old attitude. You learn when you get to 26.
Yes, I learned. You know.
Your light bulb moment came.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
and
mean,
you realize.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I was unfaithful to her. You know, I was unfaithful to her. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, all was good. Yes, I did something wrong with her also. And she knew about it, and we talk about it. And at the end of the day, I think, as I was explaining earlier, because of how I grew up, I was into the partying and the drinking. She's the totally opposite of that. So I try to take someone who she's an introvert.
She's in her own world, and you're trying to bring her into yours.
Into my world, and I think that is where the mistake was. So I would always like, at time we went to a party and she stand up whole night in a corner and I was like, really San Fernando and gone quiet in James in a club. I just girl stand up whole night.
Excuse me. Sometimes I just go through a laughing spell, so I want you to understand.
It's real, you see, and
because I understand where you're going with this.
And then after I realized, at some point in time you have to realize that here what's going on. You can't try to change someone. You have to accept somebody for who they are. And the day that I accepted her for who she is, that's when the whole relationship took a different turn. Because she never do me anything wrong. I was the one that was doing the wrong. And I would try to blame her because of how she does move. This is why I'm moving.
Yeah, like if you ain't come with me what you expect.
You understand? And then I check Sherwin Cooper. I look at the man in the mirror and say, hey, use the one doing the wrong.
Use the problem.
I'm the problem. And I need
So do you think this is not addressing or readdressing?
No.
Do you think if you spend some more time with the first lady with your children, and a light bulb, and you wait for your light bulb to come on, or you readjust your lifestyle, you think the relationship would have ended? Or
Mama Coco,
talk
that
to Mama Coco.
relationship was not going anywhere. And let me explain this.
We're not going to go too much into it,
No,
but
no,
you can
no.
tell us.
Let me explain this. Ambition is an important thing. And when someone that have that kind of education, one example, and you could really pit here. This is a person that came out of convent with full passes.
Which
Right.
one? Which one?
The mother, the children,
The children. Okay.
full passes. She got a job as a supervisor at a point in time when we had the 3 children. She got a job as a supervisor. She decided it about excursion. Now you had the people keys to open the people place, and she decided to go to the excursion instead of going to open the people place. That speaks volume.
The
Another thing,
responsibility.
another example is where her mom used to work. I'm not going to say where. A little strings was pulled, so all you had to do is reach for the interview. Government job, and you reach almost 2 hours late. What that tells you? That
For an
tells-
interview. For an interview.
interview. That tells you that this person
Yes, Randy.
just want to be dependent on someone. They don't want to make something of themselves.
Well, thank you for that, and that is very deep. I could go more into it, but as I said before,
Yeah.
my spirit moved earlier when the show was taking another format, and I really can't continue to speak about her.
No,
Because
no,
a lot
yeah.
of us, we have conditions that if a psychiatrist should really speak to us, we will see the underlying factor that some people have medical deficiencies, and because no one take the time to investigate them or interrogate them or listen to them, that person lose out on a good chance, and in your case, on a good strong man. So peace.
Yes.
Everybody understand where we're going here? As a woman, I say peace. My mission on earth is to straighten crowns. I ain't here to knock crowns off.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, no. I know you're not. But because of the feedback that people will be getting, we don't know where their minds would be. And we don't want anyone to judge you without merit. Because a lot of people, they don't have any merit either. So let's
Nah,
go.
my-
No, hello.
My stories out there.
It's out there, but then I wish we would not, and you would not,
Yeah,
help
yeah.
people to entertain it
No,
anymore.
but I don't speak the person. when I
Yes,
want.
well, that's
I
saying
don't- I
it
don't
out
do-
there,
I
but
do that.
don't encourage it. I see you as a different man.
All I
I
just
see you as a leader. Listen to me. I seen you as a leader, and I ain't seen you as a propaganda. I see you as a father and a good guy. So let us don't direct this
Yeah,
show
yeah.
right now.
yes.
I'm telling the people in the background who telling me certain things. Cut that out. I am
Okay, no.
saying here right now, we have to go where the spirit of truth leads us.
Yes.
And the same way we want, as the Bible said, that we should do unto others as we would like them to do unto us.
Agreed.
Sometimes people just do us all kind of things, but we would never do that to them. But it's up to you. You know, forgiveness is not the person who you forgave.
It's for you. For your
It's
peace
for
of mind.
you.
Yes. And I forgive. That's why I sit comfortable.
So we're moving on. You are a good man.
trying to
And
be.
your wife is blessed to have you, and you are blessed to have her.
Kudos to
This is
Mrs. Cooper.
This is 50-50.
Yes,
So
it is.
speaking of dreams, my brother, and ambition, you achieved a remarkable feat, turning pan music into a full-time career. How did you do it?
Okay, so
Welcome this question. Moving
yes.
on.
yeah, so making the decision to do pan full time. When I started to do at first, I started to do playing concerts and those little modeling shows and things. And then I was introduced into the hotel industry. And at that point in time, I saw an avenue where that this could become a business, not just going and play pan, but it's a business, is a whole bowl of opportunities there. And one of the things that lead me to it is that a time I went to do a job in a wedding, so I have to jack into the DJ, and the DJ will ask me, so who paying for this? I'm like, who paying for what? You know, I'm the musician, you are the DJ, you have your system, and I had to go through you. Well, somebody had to pay for this because I had to, what we were called EQU. And at that point in time I realized, but I could invest in a system too. And
so you would need it.
Yes, I would need. So I took an opportunity to start a business. I asked 2 other friends to come on board with me at that time, and everybody had their own dreams, to follow, and they didn't. So I decided, you see me, nobody want to come on board, I go start this business, because I saw at that point in time which part I could make it a career.
So you believed in yourself so much that your music that good.
Yes.
That you ready to launch off whether people come with you or not.
It wasn't just about the music, but it was about offering a good service. Because a lot of people will offer good music, but the service is not good.
Hey. Hallelujah.
So I focus, for me,
hallelujah, not quantity, but we're going with quality.
Quality, yeah. I focus a lot on service. You know? So I started a business. Actually, the name of the business is Simple Show Entertainment, which is because I'm a simple guy.
Say it again,
Simple
so people.
Show Entertainment. It's unique. The word simple, spelled SYMPL, and then you take the first 4 letters of my name and you put them together and you get Simple Show.
So you play with some words there. You see you're small and you play with some words there.
Well, it's someone that gave me that idea, because I wanted an email address at that time, and every time you type into Yahoo or Gmail, whatever you want to come up with, it is already gone.
Simple gone, so yes.
Like 1, 2, and I wanted to be. I always believe in being unique. I wanted something unique. So why?
I want to tell you, I see of you, you're a leader. You're unique.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I wanted an email address, and I spoke to someone who went to university, and she said, well, you know, because you are a simple guy, you could spell simple this way, and then you could just use the first 4 letters from your name, and that was it right there.
So can we see your logo?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the logo there.
Yeah, that's the logo there. It represents what I offer, which is steel pan, vocals, DJ.
CJ Lewis Beard is saying the vision was evidence, yes. Evidence, so he embraced its manifestation. Yeah. Well done.
And it was just about having faith that this could work. Whilst others would have laughed. A lot of them laughed in the beginning.
They did?
Hey, so any of your family or naysayers of your youth encourage you or came on board with, or you asked them to give you an advice?
Well, behind me, I cannot sit down here and say that I did it all on my own. I have people who would advise me, who I go to for advice. So, and I can mention her name, Letitia Taylor. When it comes to the business aspect, she taught me a lot.
Letitia Taylor, welcome. Thank you, Letitia.
She's a manager with Cara Suites Hotel. She taught me a lot with terms on the business side of things. Then I have 2 other close friends. They would help with the music and the technology. They taught me a few things with that. And then
bring their names to the Spirit of Truth.
Roger Charles and Francis Webb.
Welcome. Thank you so much for helping this man to charter his course.
Yes, and then along the way, there are other people that came into my life that would have teach me different things musically, music theory, that is. So I met, everywhere I go, I happen to draw people to me. People come to me because they realize that, hey, he's willing, he want to learn, he have ambition. And I would ask questions. If I'm not sure about something, trust me, I call in here. Is that type. I call in here, hey, what's this? Explain this to me.
So during our pre-interview, you mentioned that you went to Barbados to do some work and things
Yes.
didn't work out with you.
Yes, at
Can
that
you
point-
share it? We
Yes,
want to
yes.
strengthen. We want to
That-
strengthen some people. Hold
Yes.
on. We want to strengthen some people who will go some places in the world or go anywhere. It could be right in Trinidad. They're going after something. It didn't work out, and that killed the whole prospect. That changed the momentum in their life for good. Tell us about that.
Well,
What happened to you?
The Barbados was at that point in time. I think I was there. I think I was ready, and I left Trinidad, jumped on a plane, and went to Barbados, thinking that I am ready, but I wasn't ready, and I end up having to go and work on a farm because you're going and play these places, but because you don't understand certain things, they start to play for things for drink. So you're playing and you're getting something to drink, not payment. So your payment is something to drink. And that's not what I went for. So I end up saying, look, this, and then I think that, I hope lightning didn't strike me. I think that because my head had swollen at that point in time, I think I lose a little bit of ability because I think I was ready. So I run out, pick up a pan, pack a suitcase, and you're gone to do solo work.
But did you have a contract, or did you just go on your own thinking, well, I'll get into Barbados and I'll go to a hotel and say, look, I play pan? How did that come about? How did you get to the Barbados?
Very good question.
The Barbados was an opportunity that someone who had known me wanted someone to come and play around Christmas time in the Costa Mall in Barbados. So I took that opportunity. And while it's there, you will meet people. You'll meet people. So I stayed there for the Christmas period, then into January. The mistake I made at that point in time was coming back home for Carnival. Because opportunity striked at that point in time. At that point in time, I used to play with the band on Skip a Bunch at that time. So Carnival, come back home for Carnival. So when I came back home, the opportunity that I left, when I went back to Barbados a few months after, that opportunity gone. So that's why they say sometimes when an opportunity presents itself,
knock once, yes.
Once, take it. So I went back to Barbados a few months after, no opportunity. People knew me. Okay, come and play now, but no payment. Now, this is a young guy in Barbados, had children to mind. How you gonna live? And that time the relationship and all was ended. So with me, I want to survive. So I end up going and work on a farm.
Doing what?
In tomatoes.
Interesting. Is there a tomato industry over there?
Well, the guy the mini tomatoes he used to sell the hotels and then that, because Barbados is based on tourism.
Yes. So he had a business.
Yeah, he had a business. He had a farm. So my job was to see how much tomatoes I could pack into crates one time. So I would go from the morning, I pack in tomatoes. So the more you pack, the more crates you pack, the more money you will get. So my I was like, I went through a depression at that point in time. So my thing was to work and make enough money to come back home because my parents couldn't afford for a ticket. I still have those letters. My dad kept those letters I used to be writing to let them know what I am going through in this country. But because they could not afford to send for me, I had to make it on my own. And it's true.
Jesus.
God kept me. I work.
How long?
I stayed about almost 8 months in Barbados.
Wow.
Yeah, and I work, and finally I said, look, I had a ticket, time to go home.
Amen.
To go home,
So that return, the return home is the rebirth now of this professional that we have in here. I know a lot of things happen when you get back and stuff like that. Yeah, because then you didn't meet Mrs. Cooper yet.
No.
No,
I didn't meet Mrs. Cooper.
So we just return a little bit
in
order to get to this question here. As a professional, let me let my co-host read this. You're not doing anything.
I'm looking good, Mama Coco. That's hard work. As a professional panelist, I imagine that you have traveled far and wide. Tell us, where have you been?
Welcome that answer. You
Yeah.
see, I want to. I'm so glad that we're
Traveling-
moving on.
Traveling
Because you know
started-
a lot of questions from them listen, a lot of questions from your youth still flashing up in my head. Get the
Don't let it
answer.
flash. Don't let it flash.
We ain't going back there.
So the traveling started in 1991 with Van Dyken Fun Club. So it's like this. I have it all written down.
Speak a little bit more in your microphone and
I went to
yes.
because I can't remember everything offhand. So
Okay,
Now,
go ahead.
you don't have to remember everything.
basically, I went to 26 countries.
Number one, we don't know it. So if you ain't saying we ain't missing
But
nothing.
you don't know who listening to live.
Oh.
So I had to tell the truth.
Yes, because people in the pan fraternity will come out and say, you didn't go here.
You didn't
You
go
didn't
here,
say that."
you didn't go
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So I believe in telling the truth.
Mm.
So basically, I've been to 26 different islands.
Wow.
different countries.
Island country,
Yeah.
continent.
The US, Canada, England, France, Singapore, Mexico, Cancun, different parts of Mexico, Cozumel, another part of Mexico, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Langkawi, Antigua, Barbados, Curacao, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, St. Martin, St. Vincent, Tortuga, Venezuela, Guadeloupe, and the list goes on and on and on.
Wait, how much passport you dirty up?
No,
And-
serious.
Some of the places I've been to more than once, like especially Caribbean places because of the job at the time. So it's different days. You're always in the country now. And well, for the US, based on working in the US in 2007, let me give you some idea of some of the places that I touched.
Who did you work with in the US?
I work with the Universal Circus. That is the only black circus. So that alone supposed to tell you, because if you know the circus, what they do year round, that alone supposed to tell you what I covered. So I don't need to go down the list.
Yes, you can. Please do.
I mean, come on.
You see, we want
Atlanta.
young people home to know
Yeah.
that pen could make you a man.
Yes, it could.
You understand me?
It could give you a life.
Yes, pen could make you a man.
Yeah, you could make a profession.
And it's
out
not
of-
like a bashing young people
No.
who running up and just tell themselves to solve every problem in their life, whether they're lacking money, they're missing money, they can't take care of their children. They tell themselves that a gun is all the fun. I just want this evening to extend my well wishes and best wishes to all the young people of Trinidad and Tobago and the diaspora and even around the world, that there is a new day. And the new day then starting with somebody that just born. The new day is here from someone who experienced life, been there, done that, struggle. You understand me? Was being muzzled. But because you exercise your faith,
Yes.
along with your integrity and your ambition, we are here for today. Please do speak of the United States.
Yes. So for United States, would have covered Atlanta, Savannah, Jacksonville, Greenville, Richmond, Norfolk, Cleveland, Brooklyn, that whole area, Queens, Bronx, New Jersey, Washington, Baltimore, Greensboro, Charlottesville, Birmingham, Indonesia, St. Lucia, Kansas. It
Wow.
goes on and on and on.
Wow.
Basically, the only places I haven't been
Round
to
of applause, round of
LA.
applause.
Wow.
is LA and Staten Island.
Well, listen,
Hey,
I-
hallelujah.
Showing?
Hallelujah. This hour.
The
Showing.
list goes on and on.
crazy.
No, it's not
Showing.
You see, it's about as I always tell people that Pan saved me. Pan saved me. And why I said that,
Our
because
steel pan.
yeah, the steel
Our
pan
steel pan.
saved me. Because remember I said before, I had friends that I grew up with, and as teenagers we started to get ourselves into the wrong things, or they started to get themselves into things not of the law, illegal stuff. Whereas when I started to play pan, the guys was just into music, girls, partying, and having a good time. So I gravitated to that because I found a passion for that. And I dropped the friends I grew up with, I dropped them like hop spread. I mean, I talk to them, but we are not friends.
Sorry to hear that, but you have
No,
to
I
move
have
on.
to. You see, sometime in life, you have to leave where you are.
You have to
To
move
go.
on.
You have to
To get
leave
where you to go where you should
you
be.
have to go, because they for me, they wasn't going in no direction. They was doing things that I wouldn't do. You know, there was none girls really to say. Well, there was only one I could recall was on girls, but the rest was on stupidness. So I didn't want a life like that. But when I met these guys into the pan world, it was a totally different world. And we, as I said, we all had one thing in common, which was playing the instrument and the love for the music. And we all came under, I must mention his name, the late Ken Professor Fillmore. I am one of all the students of Ken Professor Fillmore. And I must mention that because of him, he has a lot of followers. We came from Pleasantville Senior Sec into Fat 19 Funkler. And in the world today,
Name the band. I always hear the band long ago, Fat 19 Funkler.
Yeah. Today, I can say it with full assurance, that band produced the most amount of soloists around the world.
Hey.
Can you give a number, Sherwin? How many people you can name off the top of your hand? Let's say 10, 15. How many of them?
Look at how this thing used to work. The senior sec was like a breeding ground.
I know.
So from the senior sec, you move to the panyard. So it used to move in stages. So you will find that before me, it would have the people who went to school in 85,
right,
86, 87, 88, 89. And I think it stopped at, I think his son was the last group as I can recall. So you're thinking about all these different people. No, it went on. It went further. They are younger children now because when Darren Shepherd took over, he had a batch of children that came up the ranks too, that doing some fantastic work around the world. And we have a lot of people that came from that band, live in different countries around the world, playing music.
So you meet a lot of good people. You meet a lot of brilliant musicians and artists. So what advice can you give to young persons, or the parents of a young person who is interested in establishing a career as a pianist and entertainer?
Well, the advice I will give to any parent, I'll just stray from the music here. Parents need to ask the children what they want to do when they get older. Yes, as a toddler, they will say, I want to be a police, I want to be this. But after that age, they start to pay attention to what they love. And they ask them what they would like to be. So if a child decides, well, I want to be a grave digger, support that child. You mightn't like it, but support that child, because a child could be the best that they could be because they love that. That's one of the things parents at my time, they wasn't interested in what I wanted, is what them wanted. But you have to remember, you can't live my life. I had to live my life. So my advice to parents always, regardless of what it is your child want to do, support that child in whatever area they want. Not just music, but support that child. When it comes to the music now, I always tell people, let your child go to school and get the academic, but let them learn to play an instrument. Because you will go to school, get your degree, get your bachelor's, get everything. But the job you're going to get, you will be more qualified than the person that is hiring. This is the reality.
Very true. Very
this
true.
Is the reality today, because the qualifications to get a good job then is the schooling, the education system is different now. So I tell them, they will get a job. All the money you spend to go to school, that job is not going to pay you properly. They might even hire you because the man who hiring you, you're more qualified than him.
But you don't want that competition. True. Exactly. True talk.
So what I always tell them, they could always fall back on
education,
on music.
Well,
because
so
regardless of where you go in the world, they always want entertainment. Without entertainment, you can't have nothing. If you go in a wedding, you must have a DJ. You must have something.
So I have a question for you. Because, we moved in the same circles. We know a lot of the same people. Some of your friends are my friends and, that type of a thing. Can you say that I hear your success story. We hear what you went through to get there. You had to go through the period of first being lost, getting into a relationship, having children young, finding yourself, finding Mrs. Cooper to support you, and your career take off today. You're a successful entrepreneur. I mean, you're well known internationally. You're well respected in the community and internationally, because I am one of your friends. But what about those who fell through the cracks? Are there anybody that you could think of who was in the pan fraternity who didn't? Because sometimes you're better than a horse.
We don't want to call names.
No, we ain't calling no names.
No, I don't need to call names.
No, the reason why I'm asking this question, Mama Coco, is because
I know the question. I know your question is
you
great.
know, we have to walk in the middle of the road, right? Sometimes you have to walk in the middle of the road to kind of yes. You have to see the car coming to figure out where you need to be, because we have people, the pan fraternity, it's competitive. There's a lot of panists out there in New York City. In the subway, there's people playing pan, and I always wonder if this one or this one, boy, No, because Mama Coco, anywhere you go in New York City, you're hearing a pan, right?
Pan one worldwide.
It's worldwide, right? But I live in New York City, so for me, when I hear it, I feel good. I Trinidad and Tobago, but then you turn around and you might see a Chinese guy playing the pan.
It's gone.
Right? It's gone. So what is your perspective? Because remember, the question was, how would you advise a young person? But what would you tell them about the music industry and the entertainment industry as a panist? What kind of advice would you give them as far as looking at the industry going, global?
Well, first the beginning, you had to be unique. You always try to be unique, because yes, all of us play the instrument, but you have to separate yourself from the rest. So you have to choose an audience. You have to choose. Some people into jazz, some people into contemporary music or Motown music or soca. So you had to choose which audience you want to capture. For me, I'm not into the concert setting. People sit down, just cross the leg, and I'm not into that. I into, you hire me, I wanted to...
Remember your last word, my people. And then we have to kind of come back in with the question, because we're speaking now about a parent with a young child. They ain't get it's just the career that they want. They're not out there already playing the pan and looking for money.
Yeah.
What you have to say to a parent who want to hear something, and how to establish their child, establish their career as a panist and entrepreneur.
Well, first to begin, I have to give them the support.
No, we are going to come back. We're going to have a small break. And when we come back, before you finish answering your question, Sister Allie Gee, as my co-host, we will be entertained with some music.
What?
Some pan music, yes.
Yeah, man. Look thing.
Look thing.
We ready?
Oh, yes, we ready. We are going. We already passed 2 hours.
Man, it feel like 2 hours.
2 hours.
When you're having fun, it don't feel like 2 hours.
I tell you.
Like, when you love you work a day in your life.
That's
we'll
right.
set up while we out on the little break. And when we come back, maybe after you answer the question, or maybe as soon as we come back, just get ready. Get ready to entertain and show us your class. Classification qualified. Yes. You ain't getting paid for this, So bring it.
It's not always about money.
I love that. We love him, We love him.
Mama Coco, he played for my mother's birthday party. Listen now, we dance, we get on bad. We get on bad. My mother was so surprised that she showing. She said, oh, good. So when we're doing a repeater, we're doing a repeat. As long as the borders
as soon as that COVID-19 finish, we getting involved. But I want to see my boy. I want to see my boy Sherwin. I want to see you. I want to see Osuna. I want to see
go ahead, Sherwin.
Nikolai.
You
I
ready?
Want to see everybody.
Okay.
Let us have the break, please.
Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah.